Today's the start of a series on my channel called Fix It Fridays. It's a less formal look into my repair shop and the consoles that come through. Some will be fixed, others won't be. Luckily today though, we have a Turbo Grafx 16 that was a quick and easy fix. Alright, this is what a customer just brought in. Got ourselves a Turbo Grafx. This one always kind of worries me when I get it in. I haven't worked on Turbo Grafx much. I just didn't grow up around them, and so I'm not as well comfortable as I am with like maybe a Nintendo SNES, Sega Genesis, Game Gear, any of those other ones, just because you don't see Turbo Grafx that often. This customer brought it in. I've seen this one before. I've actually fixed the CD drive on it. There was the gear that was seized, and then one of the ribbon cables was just a little half in, so I fixed that up for him. He said that everything was working fine. He played it for quite a while, and then he moved around his setup. And he said as soon as he moved around his setup, he couldn't get either of the units to power on together, but he could get them to power on separately. So if he took the CD drive out separately, he could get it powered on. And if he could get the console by itself, it was powering on. But as soon as you docked them both together, you could power them back on. He's pretty smart when it comes to Turbo Grafx. He knows a little bit more than he knows a lot more than I do about it. So I'm sure he knows that you had to lock the pin into place. I'm sure he did all the dumb things that some other people like myself, if I got one of these, I probably wouldn't lock all the clips in place. So I'm hoping it's just a simple issue of maybe a connector or the pin's not making contact or something very small. But either way, we'll get into it and see what we can do. So yeah, let's get started. I'm going to take his word for it and just say that it doesn't power up. Let's go ahead and just clean contacts real quick and just make sure that this is all good. I mean, it can't hurt either way, so. looks like that was it. It's nice. I think the pins just needed to be cleaned in between having it touch the contacts in between the CD drive and then the actual unit itself. I think that needed to be cleaned because it looked a little gummed up, like it was having trouble. But looks like we got it. He was just worried because he couldn't play both at the same time. I was thinking if next thing was I was gonna go through getting through the power supply and making sure that was all good to go, because I've known that some power supplies have failed, and his looks a little, I mean, his is an original, so, you know, just looks older. But no, it looks like everything's working good. I'm gonna play it for a little bit, just see, make sure everything's good, but it seems like it was fine. Like I said, I've gone through the CD before, and I went through it and made sure and played it perfectly fine, so I knew that there was most likely not a huge issue because he's played it before, and it's been so recent since he's done it. Sometimes if you find them, not necessarily the Turbo Grafx, but if you find consoles and they don't work, there's a lot bigger chance that it's going to be a bigger problem than something very easy. Whereas in this case, it was just cleaning some contacts and everything's fine and up and running again. Those times you'll find, you know, bad voltage regulators or capacitors that have gone, resistors that are out of whack, there's a short on the board, something like that could cause a huge issue. Whereas something like this, I know the guy personally, so he babies his console, so it's not something that's gonna necessarily be, you know, wear and tear that way. So, but cool, guys, I'm glad we got it up and running, and you know, this kind of goes to show you that sometimes fixes can be very, very simple. And it's always good to have an easy win like this, as opposed to something that takes you forever to figure out. Kind of like my Atari, or, you know, some of the, say, Game Gears I've been working on, or I have a Game Boy Advance that I can't figure out why I'm getting weird colors on the screen. Yeah, so it's always good and nice to have a win like this that's super simple. So I'm going to play some of this. We'll see what happens. But thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks again for watching, guys. Stay tuned to my channel for more mods and repairs, and remember, a like and subscribe are always appreciated. Thanks again for your support, and I'll catch you guys later.